welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all having a very happy day today. So today's video was actually suggested by one of my subbies, Yesenia, so thank you to her. And if any of you guys have any video ideas that you would like to see me do, I am more than happy to do them. Just leave a comment down below. But before we actually get into this video, I would like to give a special thank you to SkillShare for sponsoring this video. And for those of you that don't know what SkillShare is, it's an online learning community for people that want to learn from educational videos. With thousands of classes in design, business, technology, and so much more, it would be pretty difficult to not find a class that caught your interest. The huge variety of classes that they have is truly amazing. And how many of you have told yourselves, I wish I knew how to do that? Or maybe you even consider taking it as a course just to learn it. But then you would have to find the time to take that class, and with Skillshare, you take the class when you want to. There's no schedule. And you guys know I would not promote anything that I personally wouldn't use or that I didn't believe in. And now some of you might be asking, but Bri, how much is all of this? If you want to pay monthly, it's $15, but if you want to do an annual payment, it's $99, which actually turns out to be $8.25 a month. So you're saving so much more by doing it annually. And when you guys thought this couldn't get any better, Skillshare is offering my first 1,000 subbies who click the link to get 2 free months of Skillshare Premium. You guys, I think that's an amazing deal, and please comment down below if you're going to give it a shot. So once again, thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I hope some of you can find it just as useful as I have. And with that said, in this video, I will actually be doing a giveaway. So for anyone interested in winning the SenturySafe that I use in all of my videos, that is actually what I will be giving away. I went ahead and bought a brand new one for one of my subbies, and if you want to win this, all you have to do is click the link in the description box down below and sign up for 2 free months of Skillshare Premium. Once you do that, go ahead and comment that you have done so and that you would like to win the giveaway. Now, before we actually get into this video, I quickly wanted to go over who Dave Ramsey is. Just some key points here. Of course, this isn't everything, but here you can see I'm writing, he is America's trusted voice on money and business. This man is the reason I started my financial journey. He is an author. He is a businessman. He is a radio host. He runs a multi-million-dollar company. He is a husband and a father, and he is also a money management expert. So this is the man, Dave Ramsey, and I hope this just gives you guys a little idea about who he is if you didn't already know. And now finally, without further ado, let's get into this video. Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps in my words. Now, the first thing that we are going to do is create our budget. By our budget, I mean you and me. No, this is not real. This is an example. And here are a few expenses that we might see in anyone's budget. So I'm just going to list the date they're due, the expense itself, and how much is due a month. On the right side, you could see we have sinking funds. I do have a video on how to create your budget. It'll be linked below if you guys are interested in that. And we get a quick visit from Clover. This is my sweet bunny. She just wanted to make her appearance really quick. Okay, and once we are done setting up our budget, we add up all of our expenses and all of our sinking funds. So as you can see, it's $2,500 and $500. You guys will see why I set that up in just a moment. Now let's get started with baby step number 1, and that is save $1,000 for your emergency fund. Dave Ramsey says that rainy days are bound to happen, and he is so right. And there's a lot of questioning why $1,000, and he says it's just enough if something small happens, and if something big happens, well, at least you have that $1,000, but it's temporary. You guys will see there is another step coming up where you increase that emergency fund, but just to get started, save $1,000 and do it as fast as you can. And when you save that $1,000, make sure to hide this money. Keep it tucked away. If it's easily accessible, you guys will spend it. At least I know I will. So make sure to hide that money. Moving on to baby step number 2. that is to pay off all debt, excluding your mortgage. So this includes all credit cards, car payments, phones, loans, or personal loans to family or friends. You are going to want to pay all of this off. So now let's go back to our budget. This is what we made it for. And I'm just going to go through and highlight all of our debt. So in this case, we have 5 different debts, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a list here of all of the balances that we have for each one. And as you can see, it totals up to $30,000. For some of you, that may be a lot. For some of you, that may be a little. It's okay. We are all on this journey together, you guys. And here on the right side, you can see that I am adding up all of the minimum payments. It comes to a total of $800, and this is $800 that is going towards debt a month. So I'm actually on this baby step, and I do use Dave Ramsey's debt snowball method. For those of you that don't know what this is, I will briefly explain. So here we have all of our debt listed from the least amount owed to the greatest. We're going to go with that first debt, which is our phone, and the minimum payment for this is $50. So we pay that every month and any additional payments that we can until it's paid off. Then we move on to our next debt, which in this case it's credit card number 1, and the minimum payment for this is $30. So we are going to go ahead and add 50 plus 30, which gives us a total of $80. So as you can see, our snowball continued to roll and it got bigger, and now the new minimum payment is $80. So we throw everything we can plus the minimum payment until it's paid off. Moving on to our next debt, which is credit card number 2. The minimum payment for that a month is $70. So we go ahead and add 50 plus 30 plus 70, and that gives us a total of $150. So as you can see, our minimum payment will only continue to increase, which is amazing. So we continue to make the $150 monthly minimum payments along with any extra cash we can throw at that. We continue to do that until it's paid off, and then we move on to our next debt, which is a loan of $10,000. The minimum payment for this is $250, so we go ahead and add $150 to $250, and that gives us a total of $400. So this is our new minimum payment, and we continue paying that with any extra money that we can until it's paid off. Finally, we have our last debt, which in this case is our car payment. This is a total of $15,000, and the minimum payment for this a month is $400. So we go ahead and we take our current $400 debt snowball and add it with this $400 payment, and that gives us a grand total of $800. And you would continue to make that $800 payment plus any additional payments that you can make until that debt is paid off. And there you have it. I hope that this debt snowball method made sense to you guys. I know it is a bit confusing, but now you can see you have an extra $800 a month that could be going into savings or whatever else you may need. Moving on to baby step number 3, we need to build up 3 to 6 months of expenses in our savings. This will be our financial security, well, only for 3 to 6 months or however long you decide to save up for, just in case anything may happen, such as a global pandemic causing a bunch of layoffs, but really this is such a good thing to have. So in this case, we need to ask ourselves, how much is 1 month of expenses? In order to find out what that number is, we are going to add our expenses with our sinking funds. So in this case, we get $3,000, and this is saying that we are on a monthly income, and we are going to take that number and multiply it by however many months we wish to have coverage for. I know Dave says 3 to 6 months, but if you don't feel enough security with that, do a year. Do whatever you feel will make you feel secure. So in this case, we are going to do 3 months and 6 months just to see how much we would need, and it comes out to $9,000 and $18,000. So that will be our savings goal. Moving on to baby step number 4, we are going to invest 15% of our income towards retirement. Keep in mind we are only investing 15% because we want to work on the other 2 baby steps at the same time. Now your next question might be, but where do I invest? Dave tells us that you are going to want to invest into Roth IRAs and 401ks. In this step, this is where you will start to see your wealth building. As Dave would say, this is where your money makes you money. Now, I haven't personally spent too much time looking into this step just yet, since I'm not here yet, but if you think you are too old to start investing money and start saving money, you're not. You got this. Moving on to baby step number 5, this is going to be college funding for your children. Now, if this step does not pertain to you, feel free to skip ahead, but if it does, you might be asking yourself, where do I start? Dave tells us about an education IRA, which is an ESA, and an ESA is an education savings account. But what is an ESA? This is an account that will grow tax-free. So you're allowed to put $2,000 into this account a year, and $2,000 times 18 years is $36,000 tax-free. That is amazing, of course. $36,000 at 12% growing rate gives us about $90,000 in growth that you will not pay taxes on. So when they reach age 18, they will have about $126,000. That is truly so amazing to think about and know that these possibilities are out there. Of course, this step is ultimately up to you whether or not you will fund your child or children's college tuition. If you don't, well, they'll find a way to get through, but if you do, that's setting them on the right path because they will be able to pay their college tuition in cash. Moving on to baby step number 6, this is going to be paying off your house. Now we are back to paying off debt. I know that some people question why you should pay off your house, but let's take a moment to imagine a world where you don't have any payments. No credit cards, no loans, no car payments, and no mortgage. Wow, what a wonderful thought, right? Financial peace at its finest. And if some of you guys think there's just no way this is possible, it really is. Nobody said that this is going to be easy, but it definitely is possible and totally worth it. Moving on to the 7th and final baby step. This step is all about building our wealth and giving back. So first things first, how do I build my wealth? As Dave says, invest, invest, and invest. This is another step I haven't fully looked into, but it's also pretty self-explanatory. You would just have to look into how to build your wealth, and Dave says to invest that money. Here is one of my all-time favorite quotes by Dave Ramsey, and I thought it was perfect for this 7th and final baby step and also for closing out the video today. And it is, "Giving is the most fun you'll ever have with money." I 100% agree with Dave on this statement. I think it's such a perfect quote, and this is truly one of my motivations for paying off debt and reaching this final step. I can't wait to give back in ways I didn't even know that were possible. And with that said, that concludes this video. I hope that some of you found this helpful, and I hope I made sense. But if anybody has any more suggestions, please leave them down below and I will try my best to get to it. If you are interested in that giveaway, don't forget to sign up using the link and comment when you're done. Good luck to all of you, and stay tuned for my future videos. Here is a quick goodbye from my Clover and I. Bye guys!